But look, we got to move on. Going back to what we talked about being the cold. This game, the Bills game, was moved to last night, and the number 2 seed Buffalo Bills defeat the number 7 seed Pittsburgh Steelers 31-17. I, for one, thought this was going to be a bigger blowout than it was. And if you look at the beginning of the game, it was 21-0, and you're like, okay, this is what we expected. T.J. Watt had 19 sacks this year. He did not play in this game. Him and his brother are the two of the only players that have multiple 19 sack seasons. And I mean, you know how great those guys are, but I didn't expect this to be much. Nathan, you've seen the Steelers all year. At one point in this game, like fourth quarter, this thing's 24-17. Mason Rudolph has, them potentially looking upset. What do you think?
Well, I thought for me for the first 2 quarters, Mason, they did look shell shocked, but but I think something was said where they turned it around. I guess I know that he's not a starter in this league. I get it, Mason Rudolph, but he does deserve some credit. They still went out there and made plays, especially under pressure, found ways to convert the ball. But again, I just felt like overall they played sloppy. I don't know if you remember that when brother Freiermuth, he fumbled the ball, but to me, like, I don't know what they were looking at. It was little things like that. Ball security. Miles Jack had the 2 penalties. The one where there was the helmet, that's a BS call, because if you look, he doesn't even touch Josh. He kind of hits him on the shoulder, and Josh sold the call. The holding one, yes, that's right. I thought they won't call pass interference on it, but also too poor tackling. I felt as though they were getting the stops, but they just. I thought there was just some poor tackling out there from the defensive standpoint, and I don't know. Like I felt like the running game was okay. Then the one call on George Pickens, that should have been something, and they got away with that one. But other than that, their sloppiness did hurt Pittsburgh, and you got to be disciplined, especially on the road. And I'm not going to go as far as saying this reminded me when they played Kansas City. It's not like that. But, I think the second half, you kind of saw the Pittsburgh Steelers looked more energized and motivated. And I thought, hey, like, okay, at least it wasn't like 48-10. So
right.
I felt like overall, I was disappointing. But, hey, look, give the Steelers credit. Mike Tomlin should have some consideration for Coach of the Year, because we didn't know where this team was going to look like. So,
yeah.
And real quick, just aside, they asked if Mike Tomlin is going to have meme of the year. When he walked out the presser,
he walked out. I saw it. They asked, "Are you still gonna be coaching?" He said, "No, I ain't answering that." Walked right out, and he did say he plans on coming back. He told the Steelers he plans on coming back to coach this next year.